news. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Well, welcome into First Alert Weather Extra. Meteorologist Lauren Linehan, Tania, Michelle. It's been a busy day. We've all been sending out push alerts and watching the radar closely, but so far the weather seems to be behaving.
Yes. We are very fortunate that it has been behaving in our area. We've been talking about how that rain that has been falling has actually been so beneficial to us to keep that severe threat down. Can't say the same for the southern half of the state, but looking good for us at least. Yeah,
I was noticing a few moments ago we're seeing some warnings down in places like Andalusia, even Lee County, so folks there really need to stay alert to the south.
Yes, absolutely. So that's the benefit of Weather Extra. You know, on TV we're so focused here on central Alabama, but now we're going to widen that view a little bit and see where that severe threat is across the rest of the state.
Yes, we are. And right now what we want to do is head over to First Alert AccuTrack radar if we can, and we'll show you the view here. And you can see on that 7-day we do have some improvements on the way. But before we get there, it's all this rain that's moving across our area. So let's go ahead and take you in. And Lauren's going to grab the controls there on the radar. And I mentioned to the south where we do have some tornado warnings happening. And for us, mostly just a lot of rain. Those tornado watches are being dropped for our southwest counties because the rain has helped us out, helped to stabilize things. We had some reports of a little bit of damage around Sumter County. Hale County still under the watch at the moment, but from what I'm seeing, I would be highly surprised. I think Tania and Lauren would agree, based on what we're seeing right now on radar, that if we did see a tornado out of what's happening across our area, it would really surprise us. It looks like just a lot of rain and nothing that really stands out based on the radar signatures at the moment. What Lauren's doing is bringing up the view here over the southern third of the state. And right now, parts of Choctaw and into Clark counties. Do we still have Mobile? We may be able to bring in. Yeah,
we'll switch the radar here.
Yeah, we're going to go in to check out the view. There was one warning earlier north of Andalusia. Looks like that one has dropped. But check out these two storms here. This is where the air is extremely soupy here to the south. Further north you go, temperatures around Birmingham in the 50s at one point today. I noticed Hattiesburg in the 70s, but we do have a couple of storms right now, 2 tornado warnings. This is Washington County, Alabama. That is Chatham. And the way this is moving, this is going to track in. Looks like it's going to stay south of Thomasville, but along that Highway 43 corridor back through Grove Hill and Jackson, Alabama, Clark County. And the way this is moving, this is going to track in towards northern Conecuh County. So anywhere from Monroeville to Camden in Wilcox County, giving you the first alert. If you're in Wilcox County, this is moving in your direction. This is an area that's covered by our station, WSFA in Montgomery, so certainly check in with our friends there. We're all part of the same TV group, and our friends with the Fox affiliate out of Mobile. Certainly anywhere in this part of the state, you'll want to make sure you are staying weather alert. Don't depend on social media when it comes to a tornado warning. You want to make sure that you have a weather radio, have a weather app, have the WBRC First Alert weather app, no matter where you are. That will send you those alerts. What Lauren is doing is going in and circling the inbound, outbound winds with respect to that Mobile radar site. You can see those reds, those winds are away. And even from this distance, you can see some indication there. And with the air being really juicy here to the south, that high octane air, that storm fuel, this could be producing a tornado at this time. And we can't stress enough, if you have connections in this area via social media, friends, family, people you follow, it never hurts to help spread the message. Let them know you're watching WBRC Fox 6 and they're tracking a tornadic storm over Washington County, Alabama. This is south of Chatham. It's tracking, this is the Alabama River here. It's moving towards the Alabama River from Jackson to the Choctaw Bluff areas. I mentioned Thomasville, the way this is moving, it may stay south. There is another storm here that is crossing the river around Jackson. That may get close to Thomasville. This should stay south of Linden. There's Grove Hill. So Jackson and Grove Hill, all areas that will be impacted by not only one, but we're now tracking 2 tornadic storms there moving to the northeast. And what's interesting, and I noticed this earlier, not seeing quite as much lightning, but some of the videos of we had a tornado that actually struck in the New Orleans area. I'm seeing a lot of the damage photos from our sister station Fox 8 out of New Orleans, and in many of the tornado videos the lightning was quite intense there as those tornadic storms developed in that area. So it's definitely a more unstable environment. You get down in here across South Alabama, but much Much of the southern half of the state under a tornado watch. In fact, southeast Alabama counties have been added to a tornado watch that will go until 1 o'clock. So we're looking at an overnight severe weather threat here, and this is a serious situation. You want to make sure that if you do live in a tornado watch area, I like to say use that 5-minute rule, whereas if you live in a mobile home and it takes you more than 5 minutes to get to a safe place, a site-built structure, a tornado safe room, and you don't have that option within a 5-minute time frame, you need to think about a plan for later on tonight, just in case one of those warnings pops up where you are. Make sure that you have a place that you can get to in this tornado watch area. We saw last night the tornado threat lasted well into the late night hours, so just because it's nighttime, that doesn't mean that this is all going to end. We're still going to be dealing with this severe threat across South Alabama over the next several hours. As Lauren takes us in for a closer look across central and eastern areas for the WBRC coverage area, mostly a lot of rain stretching north into the Tennessee Valley. Those rain showers stretching from southwest to northeast, and hopefully soon the tornado watch was set to expire at 8 o'clock for our southwest counties. We've had a couple of counties trimmed away, so hopefully we get in here close to 8. We'll see that watch expire. But again, we're tracking the rainfall. We're going to talk a lot more about the forecast here coming up the next 7 days. Lauren's going to join us, and also we're going to check in with Tania talking about some of the cold weather that we're seeing down the road. So stay with us right here on First Alert Weather Extra.
Adopt an angel and help a child in need.
We're making it easy this holiday season for you to give back through the WBRC Fox 6 News Gifts for Kids Salvation Army Angel Tree program.
There are many ways you can adopt an angel now through December 5th.
In person at the outlet shops at Grand River or the River Chase Galleria.
Online at birminghamsalvationarmy.org.
At participating Chick-fil-A Stuff the Bus location.
Or the Walmart online registry.
For more information, visit WBRC.com and our WBRC News app.
Donate today.
The Birmingham Waterworks story is one we've been on for years and breaking some stories lately that are getting some results. Starting with the Waterworks Board deciding they may not raise your rates as much as they had first thought because of pushback from ratepayers based on our reporting. And then with the attention we brought to this, the Attorney General's office is stepping in, demanding hundreds of pages of documents before the utility does anything about raising your rates. We've been on your side on this story. We'll stay on your side. You stay with us on our WBRC News app.
Every storm has a story, where it came from, where it's going, and the lives impacted in between. Where our story begins is with your First Alert, warning you well ahead of time so the chapter in between isn't filled with surprises. The largest team on your side, dedicated to telling the story that starts and ends with you. This is why we First Alert.
Welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. Very active weather day across the state of Alabama and across the region. We've seen so many images from where we've had severe weather and tornadoes back across parts of Louisiana. You can see now all that heavy rain and severe weather down into South Alabama, all that starting to shift to the east. Look at this. There's an area here. Let's see if I can zoom in right there near Panama City. That is near Port St. Joe. Look at this. We have strong to severe storms moving onshore in the Florida Panhandle. We're seeing 2 tornado warning polygons. This is off to the east of Panama City, but you can see more of these cells. This is all some soupy air that's moving in, and pretty much Fred Hunter put it best yesterday. He said with this south wind, it is going to bring the Gulf of Mexico into Alabama, and that's what's happening to the south is why it feels so soupy. But if you if you're watching us on the weather app and you're visiting Destin or Panama City and you're tuning in right now, I do think that tonight we need to be on our toes here with respect to that tornado threat. There could be some warnings out of this well on into the evening as that main line approaches. So that's what we're tracking there to the south. A cool, steady rain, and right now, with us not seeing much lightning and not seeing a lot of storms, That's really helping us out with the flood risk. I don't think this is going to be a night where, we have cars floating down the streets, but, we need to watch the typical trouble spots. We need to watch where we have the streams and the runoff. Those are areas, even after the rain backs off tonight, we still see that runoff. We'll have to watch those areas closely. But I know we've here recently, we get some images and memories that come back of some of those summertime events where we had a storm that just popped up in certain areas, and we saw some scenes coming in from parts of the area from the flooding in the streets of Birmingham. I know we had some significant flooding out around Hoover at one point, but this particular event, the way these rainfall rates are at the moment, I don't think it's coming down heavy enough to where we'd end up with those kind of problems. But we do have a flood watch, and we need to keep an eye out for some areas there with some heavier rain. 55 right now in Anniston. It's chilly here with the rain. You can see how that cool air, this is what we talked about last week. We started to get a better handle on this. We said that cool air to the north may help us out, may save us. And with this rain moving in, it's locking those temperatures into place. Notice the update there. See, Utah at 60 degrees. So even to the south, we're starting to cool off. And it looks like now we're finally starting to stabilize in those areas back off to the southwest direction. But we got some cooler air coming this weekend. Highs in the 40s, freezing at night. We do have a first alert for a few showers on Tuesday, not seeing a major rainmaker. And then around Christmas time, late next week, some indications that we could see an Arctic blast across the country. So we do expect some colder weather coming late next week. Some of the data that we were looking at yesterday, very typical, went a little bit colder, but I would certainly plan, we're seeing a big shift in this pattern. I know we've been dealing with some unseasonably warm temperatures, so this weekend, even with some colder air, we're going to check in with Tania here coming up in a few moments, but make sure you have everything properly winterized. But let's walk you through. I want to go back to that rain that's impacting the area right now, kind of walk you through the timing on when exactly this comes to an end tonight. And let's head over to meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Lauren, I know you've got some of the new data in showing the next 24 hours.
Yeah, Wes. So as we look at one of our high-resolution models showcasing where that rain is going to be moving out first, of course, West Alabama, you're going to be up next. So that heaviest rain is going to shift toward and east of the I-65 corridor here. But what we are noticing is that if you live in West Alabama, that rain will eventually be becoming lighter. But that's certainly where some of our heaviest rainfall totals have been. So around 8 o'clock tonight, I think maybe the potential for strongest storms definitely going to be to the south of us. But we'll begin to see not necessarily clearing. It's still going to be cloudy, still some lighter rain, but that heavier rain shifting eastward. So if you live somewhere like Shelby County up towards St. Clair County, Talladega, Bibb County into Chilton County, and those spots, that heavier rain is going to be moving your way within the next couple of hours. So we'll go ahead and give you a first alert for at least a soggy evening. I mean, you wouldn't want to be out driving in this, that's for sure. Now, by 9 o'clock, really most of that rain now east of I-65. We'll have some residual showers on the back side of that, but I think the heaviest rain threat going into the next several hours is going to be across East Alabama. And then you'll notice, if you look really closely here, winds are going to be shifting as we get into tonight. So you still have those warm southeast winds coming in areas across East Alabama, but then we'll begin to see winds shifting more out of the west-northwest as we go into tonight. That's going to be that colder air coming in. So likely still some rain by 10 o'clock tonight east of I-65, but then by midnight, I think we can likely go ahead and sound the all clear, at least for central Alabama. Now, waking up in the morning, there may still be some lingering clouds on the backside of this system, but the big thing tomorrow, it's certainly going to feel a lot colder. Check it out though, getting into the afternoon, more sunshine. I don't know about you guys, but I could certainly use some vitamin D. So let's go back and check our first alert AccuTrack now. Again, the main thing in our area here in central Alabama is just that heavy rainfall. We haven't seen anything standing out just yet of major flooding risks, but you could see some localized flooding. Again, at night when those roads get wet, you certainly don't want to be driving out on them if you can help it. If you're like, oh my gosh, I only have have several days now before Christmas. I would hold off. There's going to be some drier weather, much colder weather, albeit in the days ahead. But certainly this is not the night that you want to knock out your Christmas shopping if you can help it. So as of right now, we're not seeing any issues here in central Alabama. As we look at the big picture, though, Wes was mentioning that there are these spots. We've got some active tornado warnings that are just to the north of Mobile in West Alabama. So those are active tornado warnings. Now, if you see these polygons turn purple, that means a tornado has been confirmed. So we're not seeing that yet, but just notice where these warnings are popping up in the southern tier of the state and also in the Florida Panhandle. What is that closer to? That really juicy, warm, moist air. And that's what that is, that storm fuel, as Wes said, that high octane air that can really get these storms going. But if you do have any friends or family, or if you're tuning in, watching us from down in the Florida Big Bend, just north of St. George Island and Apalachicola, actually that's where we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now from St. George up towards Apalachicola. And so this is getting into that Apalachicola forest right there, if you're familiar with this area in the Big Bend. And then once you go a little farther northward, an active tornado warning. Fortunately, this is an area that is very wooded and not a huge population area, but it's certainly something to keep in mind. If you have any friends or family who live close to Liberty County, Florida, I would certainly go ahead and give them the first alert yourself that you do have that active tornado warning in place. But again, that is kind of an area where the population isn't quite as high. But we will certainly be keeping an eye on things here as we look at the next 60 minutes. The rain will continue to push off areas east. I think we'll begin to see some clearing across West Alabama as we go into tonight. But coming up after the break, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt and meteorologist Tania Michelle gives us a little preview of that ridiculously cold air headed our way. First Alert Weather Extra, we'll be right back.
If your shower or bath looks like this, it's time for an upgrade. Hey everybody, Joe here with BJ Worzen, owner of West Shore Home, to talk about how West Shore is evolving the customer experience to provide seamless remodeling projects to homeowners all across America. BJ.
Joe, we know a lot of people are looking to knock out some remodeling projects before the holidays get here, but the busyness of those holidays can really slow down those plans. So I want to let everybody know they can get those projects done right now and it won't be a big disruption to their life.
Well, BJ, how are you doing that?
So everything we do is designed to be fast, easy, and convenient for our customers. And it all starts with that initial call. Pick up the phone and call the number on the screen right now. It'll be answered by a live representative. They'll be able to answer all your questions about the shower bath project, but more importantly, find a time to have one of our design consultants come out to the home for that free in-home consultation. We even do evening and Saturday appointments to make it most convenient for the homeowner.
In that design consultation, that's where the homeowner chooses the styles and options to create a bath space that they're really going to love.
Right, we'll bring out one of these and let them design the bath of their dreams. If they want to move forward, we have multiple financing options designed to fit any family's budget. And the best part is we have instant credit decisioning.
So no waiting, they'll know on the spot whether they're approved. Okay, how about financing offers? Do you got something special for us today?
We have something really special right now that we're doing just for the holiday season. It's going to be 18 months with no payments and no interest. That means you don't have to make a payment on this project until after next holiday season. And for a limited time, we're going to do free installation on all shower and bath projects.
Again, no worries about making a single payment until 18 months after the project is installed. That's incredible. BJ, thanks so much, folks. Shower and bath remodeling has never been easier. Call West Shore Home now and take advantage of this great offer. West Shore Home is extending this offer for 1 week only. Call in now to get 18 months of no payments and no interest financing. Plus, you heard BJ, for a limited time, West Shore Home is doing free installation on all shower and bath projects. This is an offer you do not want to miss. Call West Shore Home now.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. As we look at our First Alert AccuTrack radar tonight, you can see it's just kind of a hot mess outside. I would say it's a hot mess. Maybe it's more of like a chilly, dreary mess. It's not all that hot. And because of that reason, that has really helped to limit our severe threat. But if you walk outside tonight and you're like, oh, it's a little cold outside, it's a little chilly. Well, you're going to be eating your words here in the next week or so. You're really going to be eating them. because we've got a major cool down. That is our next big thing. Honestly, cool down, that's putting it lightly. We likely will be seeing some Arctic air headed our way, not just within the next few days, but really next week, just in time for Christmas. So we check in now with meteorologist Tania Michelle. Tania, are you ready to see this massive cold blast in the forecast?
Listen, I have already started pulling back out the coats, the hats, the scarves, and even my boots, and I'm ready to show off my winter fashion along with this cold weather. So I hope you are too, but let's talk about it. Okay, so here we can see that the cold front is on its way and it is coming, and we're going to start to see a drop in our temperatures as well too. So let's see when the next big thing is coming our way. Cold temperatures. You've been wanting it to feel more like December, right? Okay, well, you are getting your answered here today. So this is Thursday. This is at 7 p.m. and we are seeing temperatures in the upper 30s overnight, and that cold air starts to move in through the area. We're seeing temperatures back down close to freezing. Now Friday at 3 p.m. the high temperature is only going to be 47 degrees. So as if we've seen temperatures in the 60s, well, 47 degrees is going to feel like a major difference. Like I said, it's going to be time for you to pull out the winter gear and anything that it takes to make you feel warmer. Even drink the warmer drinks as you're headed out to work, taking your kids to school. You're going to need to pull out the coffee, the hot cocoa, and it's going to start to feel like Christmas very soon. Maybe not seeing any snow, but I will tell you that it's going to feel chilly out there. Temperatures in the upper 20s. This is overnight, Saturday at 6 a.m. So if you have plans Saturday morning, well, you know the drill. You're going to need that winter gear on hand because it's going to be a cold one. And Mickey here is showing you how you're going to be feeling walking out the door. I mean, shivers and all. So we're also seeing those cold temperatures are Saturday morning and over to throughout the weekend as well too, into your Sunday as well. So those cold temperatures will be sticking around for the next couple of days. But here is our first alert forecast, our Zapcast, where you can actually see how temperatures will now begin to be back down below freezing, if not very, very close. And so you can see here that clingy and shocking temperatures is on its way throughout the week and into early next week. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. And that's also going to mean drier air possible too. But for the next 6 to 10 days, our temperature outlook is showing that Birmingham, central Alabama can see those temperatures below freezing as well as below average. We're going to start to see below average temperatures, whereas a week ago we were seeing temperatures unseasonably warm. So you see we have this flip-flop pattern here in Alabama, and you're probably already used to it. So like I said, bring back out that winter gear because you're going to need it. And we are showing those cold temperatures. The wind mainly December 17th through the 21st, we're going to start to see our average low exceeding our temperatures exceeding the average low. And then our highs will be in the 40s and those lows overnight in the 20s. Ooh, that's cold. And so here's what you can expect for tomorrow. Tomorrow's not going to be the most freezing day, but temperatures will be pretty chilly. To get you started at 6 a.m. we'll be in the mid 40s, just about 45 degrees, warming into the low 50s for your noon and lunchtime hour. Sunshine expected tomorrow as well too. We've had a lot of dreary, rainy days, so it's going to feel a little bit warmer just because the sun could be beaming on you, but the air is going to be cold. And then overnight and as we head into the evening hours for your day tomorrow, temperatures will be in the upper 40s by 6 p.m. and then 42 degrees, low 40s by 9 p.m. So you're going to want to pack that winter gear as you are headed off to school tomorrow, or if you're taking your kids to the bus stop, make sure that they are nice and warm because it's going to be chilly going in, coming out, especially for the next couple of days. Lauren, are you ready to embrace on this cold weather?
Oh, I am so ready, Tania. You've got the sweater game going on.
You've got the sweater dress on.
Yeah, sweater dress.
We're ready.
Sweater game. And I was telling Tania I had just broken in a new pair of boots yesterday. So we got the boot and sweater game. We're ready.
And I want to see these boots too.
Yes.
So pull them back out.
Oh yeah, I will pull them back out tomorrow. I knew I was going to be standing up a lot with severe weather today, so I was like, we bringing out the tennis shoes.
Oh, see, that's good. You don't want to see what's on my feet.
No, you don't. They're real comfortable, though, I will say. But anyway, we will be wrapping up First Alert Weather Extra now. Thank you so much to meteorologist Tania Michelle for helping us have that first alert, bracing ourselves for the next big thing, that cold on the way. Join us back here tonight on First at 9. Wes and I will still be tracking the rain that is coming through. Fortunately, looks like that severe threat is coming to an end for central Alabama. And catch us back here tomorrow night. Have a safe and happy Wednesday evening.